Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going back into craziness again. I know you guys enjoy the craziness, so let me give you on this joyful ride of insanity. Today, and great, amazing, laughable news, is that apparently this woke Indian woman, this crazy lady, or a child that hasn't fully developed her brain, has decided to say that it is white people's fault because she is fat. Yes, you heard me correctly. It is white people's fault because she is fat. Don't believe me? Take a look at this video.
I'm fat today. If white people didn't go looking for spices, then various sea routes to Indian subcontinent and Africa and other places of the world would not get discovered. And if they didn't get discovered, then East India Company would never come to Indian subcontinent. And if they didn't come, then the fertility of the land would not get destroyed because they forced us to cultivate tobacco and dyes and opioid, things like that. And that destroyed the fertility of my country. And then if that didn't happen, and if they didn't exploit and extract resources until my ancestors were left with nothing to eat, we wouldn't move to this grain heavy, very little nutritious diet that we have today. Also, if white people didn't come to the Indian subcontinent, then my ancestors would not go through 50 small, medium, large famines in a period of 200 years. That's a lot. And in 1943, nearly 3 million people would not have died due to starvation and malnutrition. And if that didn't happen, then this entire place and the people of this place would not adapt to survive on lower calories. We also wouldn't biologically be programmed to hold on to more fat because my genes, they always think, okay, you're gonna die. At some point, there's gonna be a famine, you will not have food, and you're gonna die. I would also not be prone to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart diseases, and all that other things. So yeah, white people is the reason why I can't lose weight.
Yeah, okay. This is the insanity of everything. So before I get into the hardcore facts of everything, obviously, because we need that, and two, another thing is that why she's fucking insane and how she doesn't understand how the actual world works or how her own people really began and things. We all understand that the reason why you are fat is because of yourself. This is number one, not taking personal responsibility of yourself. This is the first thing. No, the reason why you're not fat is because you're not getting on a treadmill, you're not working out, you're not working and exercising to lose that weight. The only way I'm going to be able to gain muscle, which I have been gaining muscle and I have been working out and I have been training myself, is by doing exercise and walking and all this other stuff to prepare and to technically transform my body into the way that I want it to be. Obviously, I can't go flying around because if I was thinking that I could fly around like Superman, people would probably label me as insane, and they would probably be correct. So that being said, you people that are fat all have control over your body. You have the ability to transform your body into amazing ways, and it's always trying to transform your body into something different, to more healthier, where it's actually difficult. So there you have it. If you want to lose weight, you have to be able to eat less, go on fasts, and eat appropriate diet food that does not contain a lot of sugar and stuff like that. You'll be amazed on how much less sugar that you eat and how much you drop off the soda and how much weight you actually end up losing if you just drop that stuff. Including if you want to do exercise, which is probably the most difficult part, is that you have to do that. You don't even have to do that every single day either. You can spread it out throughout the week and still be able to gain the muscle and the weight loss that you desire. But it takes personal discipline. It takes actual exercise and work to get it done. This does not come easy for you. Gaining weight is super easy because all you do is have to eat, just sit around, do absolutely nothing, and that is how you're going to gain weight. However, if you want to lose weight, that actually takes a lot of effort and time. It doesn't work like an instantaneous thing. Also, being fat also it takes a little while too. You have to actually take some time to do it, and your metabolism slows down. But if you start exercising and all that, your metabolism actually starts to increase, and you'll be noticing that you might want to splurge more just because you're losing all those calories. I noticed that when I've been working out and stuff, that you actually get your metabolism boosted, which I don't know if that's really a good thing for me because I don't actually want to lose weight. I just want to just gain muscle. So it's a whole thing, but you have to look into it. It's not really that hard. We have the internet today. We can do this type of stuff. Now that we all know that you have a personal responsibility of what you consume, what you put into your mouth, and how you actually lose weight, now we're going to go into the actual facts of the matter. And of course, people are probably going to be offended by this or whatever, but I don't really care, considering the fact that the way we have to lose weight is by here. So, now, here we have is top 24 Indian spices and how to use them. Now, obviously, we're not going to go over this whole thing about how to use the spices, alright? But obviously, we're going to go over the actual amount of spices. Now, for people that are thinking I'm trying to treat you like a retard, this is not for you, because obviously I know you people are not retarded. I also know that you people are intelligent. I also know that you people understand that every country, every race, etc. has spices or different spices that we use. That's just the reality. Now, we'll see that what we use, what Indians in India use for spices and stuff like that, and then what indigenous or North American Indians uses for spices that was already here prior to it, and then we'll also learn a little bit of history of what actually formed America and what spices that were there. On top of, the whole, white people are bland type stuff. Yes, I have a mom that actually does not spice anything. She eats food incredibly bland. It is a disease among white people that they do not want to spice things. It's actually terrible. Oh, God. Trust me. However, we go through here and we have the Indian spices are turmeric. Sorry if I pronounce these things wrong. I am not Indian. I do not know how to pronounce some of these names. But leave a comment to correct me. Just put something down in the comments to correct me, and obviously I'll correct myself. I'm not good with other cultures and stuff like that, of languages and all that. Turmeric, cumin, which I do use, by the way. It's not bad. Green cardamom. Coriander. I've used coriander before. Pretty good. Cilantro. I fucking love cilantro, by the way. Amazing. Garam masala. Black cardamom. I have actually not ever used this. I use ginger. Garlic. Everybody uses freaking garlic, alright? So, there you have it. Asafoetida. I'm not quite sure what that is. Fenugreek. Methi. Mango powder, which I think I've actually used a little bit. Tejapada. Cinnamon. Cassia Park. Love cinnamon. Obviously for some stuff. I need to make my rice pudding at some point too. Fennel, star anise, garam, nutmeg, mace, cloves, mustard seeds, black pepper, Indian chili, curry leaves, etc. So that's what we have. Now we go to the indigenous North American seasonings. We have 573 federally recognized tribes in the United States. Additionally, there are 654 First Nations in Canada. About 24% of Mexicans identify as a member of indigenous group. Now, we all know these are things that have come from Indians that have lived in North America prior to us invading them, which would be not necessarily me, because I didn't invade, and none of the current white people of today have invaded, but previous people that have came from, the one country that will not remain named, because we all know where we actually originally came from. Which we have child powders, juniper pepper, juniper berries, mint, pimento, allspice berries, sage, sea salt, smoked salts, sumac, and cedar and maple tea. So we already have these spices here that were already here from North America. These were the things that the Indians used in North America prior to us being here. Okay, so now what do we have? We have the European colonization of America, which obviously, if we go all the way down to here, that colonized people began with Spanish in 1565, Augustine, Florida, then British in 1587 when the Plymouth Company established a settlement that they dubbed Roanoke in present-day North Carolina. This settlement failed mysteriously in 1606. My apologies. The London Company established a presence in what would become Jamestown, Virginia. From there, the French founded Quebec in 1608. Then Dutch started a colony in 1609 in present-day North America, New York, while Native Americans resisted European efforts to amass land and power during this period. Notice Native Americans, which would be the Indians of North America, which is their seasonings that were already prior here. They struggled to do so while also fighting new states introduced by European colonization and European enslavement and forced transmission of Africans to the Americas. So, yes, North America was pretty much invaded and colonized by Europeans. The Europeans wanted to separate themselves from Europe in general, and which is the reason why we have the United States that we have today. This is quite obvious. Now, we add into the fact that that we have all this other stuff, and we pretty much have it, there you have. The Europeans invaded North America, and we are now called the Americans. This is normal history. People already know this type of stuff. It's just she's apparently just too dumb to realize that because college and schools have been failing our students. But of course, our IQ is a level 30, so it's obvious. Why people's bland food isn't just an internet meme is a centuries-long thing. Humans flavored archaeologists have found evidence that the hunter-gatherers in Stone Age Europe used garlic mustard seeds, a broccoli relative with mustard packaged seasoned stew 6,000 years ago. So, we have all this stuff, and it's not really a surprise that this is a kind of a thing, obviously. So it's a court. It's essentially just a long deal, right? And then we have here, what is the demand for spices and herbs on the European market? And when we have this type of stuff here, we know that the spices for a European market is parsley, basil, bay leaves, celery leaves, chives, coriander, dill tips, chervil, fennel, juniper, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, sage, savory, tarragon, and thyme. Also, from other parts of Europe is Bulgaria, Poland, Romania, Spain, Hungary, both the largest outputs in Europe. So these are spices that came from Europe. So yeah, they brought their own spices here, but at the same time, the indigenous or North Americans, aka Indians, already had their spices here. These are pre-colonial herbs and spices. So this Indian girl is retarded and she's stupid because she thinks that we just brought our spices over here and the Indians didn't have their spices. No. We had the Great Depression here, and which caused a lot of issues, which was another cause of the reason why we had spices, why there wasn't, why was food so bland. So yes, we have gone through this, and we have seen that a different amount of cultures, I know, surprising, have different spices. And we all had these different spices to begin with. It just so happens that we brought our spices over along combining with the Indian spices that we had here, which is obvious. So, we have the Indian spices that we do use here in America, which I may believe we probably imported from India, obviously. And then we have other places as well, to where we have our own homegrown spices, which is from the Indians that were here, that had that stuff. And then we have the European spices, which came over, which is amazing because we have, technically, in reality, two different spices that are combined together to have all of our different types of spices here, which is actually really incredible. I think that's amazing because we are able to have two different homegrown own spices that we have that I don't think a lot of countries would have. They have to import from us, which is cool. But she's insane because she thinks that white people are the reason why she is fat. No. You're fat because of yourself. You don't know history. You don't know your own culture, which is quite sad. And you try to keep up with this woke stuff. It's sadly on the left, everyone. We all know that they don't really think because their thinking processing is extremely low. But there you have it. Alright, guys. That's it for the video. Like, subscribe, subscribe, share. As always, take care. And use your brain a little bit.